Minneapolis airport.
This, you cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. This is NBC, by the way, that's reporting this. And here they go again. Look, I'm going to just report what happened.
Plane spotters streamed the emergency landing live.
Delta 56 was bound for Amsterdam. Schiphol departed Salt Lake City a few hours ago.
Ambulances lined up for dozens of patients after the Delta jumbo jet hit extreme turbulence over Wyoming.
It's a heavy Airbus, and they do have a medical emergency on board.
Okay, so they hit, the little turbulence.
Photos show the aftermath: food, bottles, backpacks, and service cars.
Let me skip to
78% of the injuries. Climate researchers and many aviation attendants suffer 78% of the injuries. Climate researchers and many aviation experts believe climate change has led to more severe turbulence. A good reminder.
What?
To always wear your seatbelt. Tom?
So, I don't know if y'all caught it, and maybe some people out there that they refuse to open their eyes, then this video isn't for you. Please, go ahead. I'm not trying to make it complicated. I'm not trying to be a stumbling block for anybody. But what I am trying to share is, did you just see look at that already, thumbs it down. Good. Did you see how they sprinkled that in there? Let me play it one more time. Let me see if you caught it.
5,000 cases a year. Flight attendants suffer 78% of the injuries. Climate researchers and many aviation experts believe climate change has led to more severe turbulence.
What are you talking? Climate change has caused the turbulence? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I am legit shocked. I'm legit shocked. They're reaching for every straw that they could find to plant it in your mind. This term, this super wide arching term, this super wide net term, climate change. Now, even when I say it, if I were to say something like, climate change in the way that I say it, somebody would say, so you believe that the climate isn't changing? You believe that humans don't? See how you already got put into a box just because you're questioning why is this phrase being attached to everything? Now, mind you, this is taking place. The Federal Aviation Administration, this is taking place in the United States. Do you know the total level of carbon emission the U.S. has on the whole world in comparison to China, in comparison to, do you know? Well, let's look it up. I'm over it. I'm over this. Chat GBT. Let's do this. I'm over this. How much of the carbon emission, right, does the U.S. take up in comparison to the rest of the world? And please rank them. I'm so grateful. As it's pulling this up, let me go back to this right here. We're at 12.6% according to this data in 2022, right? China is 34%. India right below that, right? We're kind of wedged in the middle right there. So we share a good part. China shares a majority. We're wedged in between with India. Guys, we're talking about dents into something, into a term that I don't have all the facts, but I'm watching this and I'm not trying to do anything. Me and my wife have a rule. We don't talk about anything. I don't share anything political on any of my channels. This is not a political video. If you're looking for some crazy soundbite, you got the wrong one. There's other people to go do that. But what I am hearing is this is something that I just want people to be aware of. And that's why I said I'm so grateful I went to college, because the thing about it is that now I ask questions because of the philosophy courses I took. You know, I majored in the liberal arts, and people laugh at that because it's not a STEM field. It's not engineering. But what I do have is the ability to think. I have studied the ability to think. I have studied social movements across the globe, not just the United States. And in fact, it was the Middle East. That was the last 2.5 years of my college time. That's what I focused on. But I'm talking about global movements across the world. And I did study social political movements inside the U.S., but I'm not talking about that today. But what I do see is I have questions. And I want to know, here's a word for you guys, fecundant. I want to know about sources. When you
Suffer
say
78% of the injuries. Climate researchers and many aviation experts believe.
So this is the questions that you guys should ask. Okay, that's awesome, Tom Costello. But who are these climate experts? Who are these climate and aviation researchers? What do they believe? Because if they are driven by some motive or some viewpoint or some ideology outside of the actual truth, which again, I can say, guys, all across the board, it's very hard to find that on the news nowadays. That's what I want to know. Okay, who are these guys? Because we throw that term and they said everything. I'm taking you back to the Ovid eras, you know, and I can't say the word because I don't know. YouTube's they're censoring everybody. I'm not even trying to be political, but they're censoring everybody. But you know, back in that era, I remember I was told, hey, if you breathe the air next to somebody, guys, you're gonna catch 19. You're gonna catch 19. You're gonna catch 19. They told me I was gonna catch it. They had said, hey guys, you need to take this shot. Then you need to take this. Because if you do, you're going to be armed up and you don't have to worry about. You know what I mean? They were telling me. They told me that. They told us that. Guys, I still caught it. I got the triple, hey, line me up, buddy. Got laced up. You know what I mean? Guys, I still caught it. That started getting my brain thinking. I was like, wait, I thought I was supposed to. I still caught it. Guys, I was shivering, I was shaking, survived. You know? Now, shout out to everybody else who's, have these immune problems or didn't know, and then, any sickness, it's really sad, But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these experts and these words that people just throw around, and then we're just supposed to be like, oh, that's the wrong place? Oh, sorry. Oh, and then, they're just guiding our heads to look this way. And then we realize it's a brick wall. Oh, sorry, not there. Here. That's all I'm saying. So now they're trying to blame the dang turbulence. The natural
Percent of the injury.
You can't. Look, listen to this guy. Listen to this guy explain.
The bad turbulence, what are your options?
Either rise above it or dip under it. Most of the time, when you're in it, you have to ride through it.
5,000 cases.
When you're in turbulence, you have to ride through it, and most of them happen in mountainous ranges. You just got to ride through it. Rise above it or rise through or below it. But what plane have you ever been on where there wasn't a little bit of a shaky shake right there? There's some rides that were actually super smooth, but you're going to be on the little shaky shake. You're not pointing fingers. What are you going to point fingers at the world? You're going to point fingers at the globe now? Like, now you're saying it's because of climate change? I mean, I went back and forth on this. I was like, you know what? I don't want to share because I'm sick and tired of 13-year-olds or people in a basement or cowards who hide behind computers, right? They don't show your face. I'm showing you my face. They don't show you their face, and then they have all these charts that they'll never have these conversations in public. So I get sick and tired of these people because they start disturbing my spirit. And when they start disturbing my spirit, I don't. Sometimes my off filter doesn't really work. So I didn't want to say anything because I'm tired of all of these. I'm just tired of the polarization and the politicization, if that's even a word, of everything. They're trying to get everybody on the black and white side. But what I am saying right freaking now is there seems to be something towards the word climate change that's getting people to look a certain way. I don't know for what reason. Because when I look at it, we're actually, some of the hottest temperatures have yet to actually be recorded right now, today. You would think we're in the hottest era of all time. Actually, that's not true. It's actually not true. We've had hotter temperatures before. Like that. But what I'm trying to say is that if I looked at it based on a stock chart, right? Stocks go up and down, but you don't look at the individual moments. You don't squeeze into 1 month's time because that's gonna fool you. You want to look at the overall trend of whatever subject you're analyzing. And you want to take the macro data so you don't make micro mistakes. See what I'm saying? And now somebody says that experts
You have to.
Has suffered 78% of the injuries.
sprinkled it at the end.
Climate researchers and many aviation experts.
He said it weird.
5,000 cases a year. Flight attendants suffer 78% of the injuries. Climate researchers and many aviation experts. Climate researchers suffer 78% of the injuries.
Look at his eyes.
For 78%
He's talking to us right here.
of the
Right? He's talking to us.
Have to write through
I
it.
mean, of course, I'm reading from a
5,000
teleprompter. See what I'm saying?
cases a
Eyes,
year.
watch his
Flight
eyes.
attendants suffer 78% of the
Oh, where did his eyes go? Did you see that?
Through
Watch
it.
this.
5,000 cases a year.
Right here.
Flight attendants suffer 78%.
His eyes are not looking at us. He's not looking at us when he's about to say this next thing. He has to remind himself. It's not as fluent as the other things. He has to remind himself. Look at his eyes. That's not towards us. Oh, you can't. Can you see it? I don't know if you guys can really see that. Oh my gosh, I'll be crazy if you can't see that. His eyes, his trajectory are looking that way. They're not looking right at the camera. They turn and then he says this.
Of the injuries.
Boom. He's really off. That's just not a lazy eye, guys.
Climate researchers and many aviation experts believe climate change has led to more severe turbulence.
So now they're blaming this all on climate change. So in the back of your mind, you have the idea, oh, this is 14 minutes. This is crazy. I did not want this video to be this long. So in the back of your mind now, you have this idea that climate change is the reason why my plane might be unsafe. Therefore, if somebody offers me a path to help climate change, that wording, that phrase, what does that mean? What part of it? If somebody offers a solution to the problem that they made up, then, or to a problem, right? Then I will be more inclined because, guys, I also know that, hey, yeah, guys, some experts are saying that it's gonna affect your plane. It's gonna affect your plane, girl. You might not make it. You might not make it to your trip to Jamaica. You might not make it because of climate change. Bro, I'm sorry. I have to do a video on this. I was shocked. I was going to do a video on the first rapper. They said there was this video in like the 30s or something. This dude, he was like the first rapper or whatever. It's like not even black and white. That thing looked like it was in like a freaking like the crazy old school, color grade system or whatever. But Yeah, he looked all the way jacked up, right? I was going to do a video based off of that because I thought that was funny. And now, y'all got me. I'm watching this on the way home. I'm not thinking about this. You can look at all my previous videos. You don't see me talking about no climate change, nothing. That's not my forte. That's not my wheelhouse. I'm not doing any of that stuff. And yet, I hear them say this at the end.
In cases a year, flight attendants suffer 78% of the injuries. Climate researchers and many aviation experts believe climate change has led to more severe turbulence. A good reminder to always wear your seatbelt.
That just seems super unnatural. That doesn't seem like natural. To blame turbulence on climate change. Guys, the climate is changing. That's why your plane is experiencing turbulence. I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one. I cannot be the only one. I'm not here to cause any conspiracies. I'm not here to say anything. I'm not here to do any of that other than I think it's weird when we say that it's because of climate change? Like what? What? That's for the thumbnail. I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what you guys want me. I want to know your thoughts, but again, guys, just stay on alert. I'm not saying that none of these things exist. What I am saying is just, at least for me, when I start feeling people start to do this, no, Mo. Turn your head this way. I want you to look. Don't look over there. Look here. Focus on this. I start to get a little worried. And I think just as people, I mean, I think we're smart to make our own decisions. I think we're smart enough to know if something is, poop. And if something is good and healthy and something that we should, I think that we can discern. That doesn't mean that we are going to choose it, but I think we can discern. And, you don't have to fight this hard to make us believe a certain thing if it's not that true, if it's not that substantiated. Stop pushing it like that because they did that for the, you know what I mean? They did that for the team. They did it for the team. COVID-19. They did it. Right? Look, bro, I'll do it. I'll wear the mask. I'm going to do it, man. But, some of my worst experiences about that COVID era, other than the fact that I lost my senior year of college because of that whole lockdown shenanigan. I lost my senior year of college because of that shenanigan. I struggled mightily in school, and that's nobody. I am looking at myself, but I'm just sharing with you. The trajectories did change, and it was very difficult to adjust to everything online, and so I remember going into my auntie came to visit me in Hawaii, and I remember I went to go to dinner with her. Now again, I already got the first. You know what I mean? And and then I got the second one. This was supposed to seal the deal. So I got it all in me. I'm immune, right? I was supposed to seal the deal. Guys, I got it. And then we get to the thing. So I have my card with me, right? We go into the restaurant. I just want you guys to know. I just want to paint this picture for you so that you can just be aware. So that we don't go through the same things again, so we don't get caught with the same rope-a-dope. Just watch the tactics, watch the similarities, and you make your own decisions. That's all I'm trying to say. But anyways, we get to the restaurant, Duke's. We're right there. And again, okay, my auntie shows her card. I show my card. The innocent, little young, hostess looks down and says, "Unfortunately, sir, you can't go in." Guys, I did the ritual. You know what I mean? I got it all. And you're telling me right now I can't go in. You want to know her reason? It wasn't because I didn't get the both of the shots and sorry, I said it. But it wasn't because of that. It was because it wasn't 2 weeks. In fact, I was like 4 days off. I was 4 days off of the timeline to where you have to wait a certain amount of time and then you're able to go in. And now everything is lifted, right? And then there's people who have, didn't get the, and they're with us in society like nothing. What if that was the last moment I would be able to have with my auntie? What if? What if that was the last moment I got to have with my auntie? And I wouldn't be able to experience just going to dinner with her and it was like lunch with her, having a great time, just loving our lives, living on the island. Like, what if I would have missed that opportunity with her because of something that we ended up kind of backtracking on? So that's the only reason why I'm making this video. It's because why did you sprinkle? We don't have, I will say this definitively, we don't have turbulence because of climate change. If there is such a thing, please give me the experts. Please show me what data are we talking about. Because then I can say something on here very irresponsibly. And then I could say it's because of, and the experts are saying this. My facts could be completely wrong, but that term experts, those terms, it doesn't mean a lot to me anymore, especially as an educated man as I am. I want to know what source. I want to know who are the experts. What other work have they done? Are they only doing work about this specific little niche world? I get very, very off put by those guys because I, believe it or not, wanted to go into higher level education as a professor on the college and the collegiate level. So I got to spend a lot of time with my professors in their office hours. And they taught me a lot of the game that goes behind the collegiate world, especially if you're in the public school function. And then when you're in the private school sector, they showed me the rope-a-dopes because they really believed in me. And I was a great student. I love learning. I love knowledge. I love learning from people. I actually do. I like it. Maybe it's a skill of mine. And when they would tell me what I needed to do and who would do these interviews for these students, for these faculty to have tenure, like when they would do it and the hoops a little bit and what you kind of believe when you go into it. That's when I started becoming aware of, okay, this expert thing. It's more so having to do with funding and where are you getting the funding from, especially if you're a public entity. Where are you getting your funding from? The government. Okay, but you're going to need more donors. Okay, you're going to need more help. And if you're in the private sector, that's everything. Where are you getting your funding from? So you got to say things that are in line with certain people's. Like we did a class project. If you've been with me for this whole video, you actually are in tuned. This is not meant for the masses. That means you're actually in tuned with something deeper. And I'm not saying I'm on some higher level because of that. I'm just sharing with you. I think you have an inquisitive perspective as similar to mine. That's why we're able to have this conversation. And something that we did as a check is we went to, all these public radios. We went to all these news stations and we checked their donors. We checked their sponsors. And most of them were backed by these big companies. And it makes sense when they say certain things and they don't cover other things. So we had to look up, okay, what are some sources that you could find that allows pretty much any and everyone to speak? That we started looking up where we could find some of these things. And that's why I felt and I feel so strongly about this topic. And that's why I feel so strongly about it. It's just because, guys, we just, you know what? I'll let you guys decide. I'm just saying it's a weird thing to put in a video. It's a weird thing to put in people's minds. Sprinkle that thing at the end, climate change. This whole video didn't need that. And I mean, what are you insinuating? That's all these questions that I have in my mind. Like, you're gonna blame the turbulence on climate change now, so you're gonna link. I mean, the straws are crazy. So, but I think we're at the age now where I think we see it. We can see patterns in this stuff because it just, and in my generation, I actually have a lot of faith and hope actually that when my generation comes in, because there's still a lot of gray-haired people out there, but when my generation turns into the gray hair, I don't know. I think because we've been acclimated to the internet a little bit more and consuming our news in this fashion, I believe for some reason I think we're just gonna do a better job of saying no. Just like how in the beginning of the video I showed you that dude was an AI guy talking, and you're gonna be like, oh man, that guy's ripped. I want to be ripped like the AI guy. Stop. Who? His throat isn't even moving when he's talking. Like nothing was moving at all. He wasn't breathing. And then you can see that over smoothness. Hey man, whatever. But let me know what you guys think. This video went way over what I wanted, but I'm over it, guys. I can't. I'm not gonna get political. Somebody in the comments said something like that, like everything's political. No, that's just your mindset. I mean, you're toast at that stage. No, I'm not getting political. I'm just arming people up with their mind and their knowledge and just think about things, but don't get polarized. I'm not alienating anybody. I just wanted to know, hey, that's a big claim that you're saying. That's a huge claim. Tell me the experts. I mean, you should, if you're going to add that at the end, like, why not show some of the research? I mean, that would have been a great inquisitive thing for us to be aware of, but you sprinkle at the end, then you run off. Next segment, next, and you just sprinkle that in. And if you can do that enough times while people are consuming this as just regular, like, oh, wow, this is taking hospitals after severe turbulence, let me know what happened. And then you sprinkle that little piece at the end. If I'm driving home, I'm not going to think to do anything. If I don't have a platform, I'm not going to think to do anything. I'm just going to store that in the back of my mind. Oh my gosh, climate change, this thing's out of control. Or I might not even say anything, but it's going to be stored subconsciously. And then when I see something else, just like an ad on the TV, and then when I get to the store, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let me get this thing. That's how ads work. I work in marketing. I know these things. This is what we do. I work in marketing. No e-com. No. I work in marketing. This is what we do. This is literally what we do. I don't need you to make a decision right now. I'm not going to show you a Tide commercial so you can make a decision while you're sitting there right now. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. Let me go to the store and go. No, that's not the reason of it. It's storing information in your subconscious so that when you go to a store and you have all these options to choose from, you will choose. It doesn't matter what you think. The statistics show men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. The statistics show if I put this in front of your face, when you get a chance to choose, you will pick my brand. You absolutely will pick my brand. It's so effective. We will spend millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and tens of hundreds of millions of dollars during the Super Bowl times or any highly viewed time to get you to see our product. We know you're not going to leave where you are right now to go to the store, go pick up a Tide, thing, and then come back. We know you're not going to do that. But I'm going to throw it in your subconscious so that the next time you are in need and you do need some more detergent, when you go, you're going to buy you're going to purchase the product. Jesus is the best. It's your boy MoFresh. I'm going to catch you on the next one. I'm out of here.